How many of us here have had a feeling that somebody's looking at us from behind when we're walking? And when we turn around to see, it's confirmed that somebody indeed was looking. How do we know this? Has it ever happened that you're thinking of somebody and they suddenly call or message you? Has it ever happened that you're going to say something and before you say it, somebody else says it? How do these phenomena happen? They're known as telepathy. Telepathy has no scientific evidence, and yet we experience it in our day-to-day lives. The human mind is capable of more than we can imagine. The human mind has the ability to send messages to the universe. What led to the creation of cell phones? The human mind. How did the idea of a cell phone come? The ability to call somebody else. If the human mind created the cell phone. And yet, if we think about it, cell phones are called cell phones for a reason. Perhaps we're entrapped. Perhaps we're limiting ourselves and not knowing our full potential. So how can we know our full potential? How can we send messages to the universe? I, at the age of 15, had the pleasure of witnessing the experiments by Dr. Rupert Sheldrake in Cambridge. His experiments were on telepathy and parapsychology, phenomena such as clairvoyance, where you can get messages in your dreams from the universe. That is when I realized the power of my mind. That is when I realized what my mind is capable of, and that's when I set out to make my envisioned reality a reality indeed. My name is Anisha Madhok, and I am a writer and actor who can be seen in the Hollywood movie Bully High by Bill McAdams Jr. How did a girl from New Delhi reach Hollywood? How did a girl from New Delhi with no film background reach Hollywood? I'm here to share my experience with you today, how I achieved what I set out to achieve. And no, I will not be pretentiously humble to be relatable. I'm actually going to share what's going on in my mind so that I can inspire you. Has it ever happened that you've had dreams, but perhaps you didn't have the opportunities or the finances or the direction to go about it? I was one of them. When I was growing up in New Delhi, I got heavily bullied. I had no friends. Nobody wanted to talk to me. It was a very lonesome, it was very lonely, and so I turned to dancing. That's where I started expressing all my emotions. When you're growing up, you're supposed to have fun, enjoy your childhood, enjoy crushes, but I didn't have that. My majority emotion of my childhood was pain. When I would dance, I felt like I was in sync with the way the planets rotate around the sun. And I realized my emotional power and what emotions are capable of doing. But the bullying was very intense that my parents had to change my school. And so I ended up going to a new school called Sri Ram School, Malsari in New Delhi. And when I entered this academic school, they didn't have a dance club. So I, who relied on dancing, didn't know what to do. I walk into the principal's office and I ask her, why don't you have a dance club? And she said, well, you can start one if you want. And I thought, okay. So I took a slot in the assembly in the school, just 3 weeks. I know what it's like to be the underdog. So if you feel like you have a passion for dancing, please join the club. Next thing you know, 150 plus members want to join the dance society. So the dance society has become really popular and people want to join it. Little girls are walking to me outside my classroom. Little girls are walking outside my classroom and they want to dance. And they're like, Anisha Didi, which means sister, I want to dance just like you. People would wave at me in school. All the little girls and boys would be enamored. And I realized at that moment that I have a power. I'm carrying a responsibility that I have to lead by example. We did flash mobs, and that was an era where flash mobs, the culture from the United States, came to India. It was like a revolution in our school. However, my classmates did not take the dance society very well. I experienced bullying again, bullying part 2 in my new school. Girls in my class tried to make my life difficult in school, and every single day I was bullied by my own classmates. The day that I was locked in the girls' bathroom, I pretended that none of this is happening to me. Perhaps it was a straight state of trauma or a shock. And that is the moment I decided to turn a blind eye to everything. And then I realized to myself, what if I was actually blind? Here I am turning a blind eye to my trauma, but what if I was actually blind? Me writing a play called Elisa Free, which was about a ballerina that became blind and bounced back through dancing. I started to get inside the shoes of somebody that was visually impaired. All of a sudden, my bullying seemed absolutely meaningless. In fact, it just made me more empathetic. So I went outside National School of Drama in New Delhi and I put a poster, auditions. I was directing a play of 16 actors. Everybody's older than me. I'm the youngest on the team, and we stage Elisa Free. It aimed to create awareness about problems faced by visually impaired people. And the beauty is that my message, An Eye to a Voice, reached the whole city. A journalist from NDTV called me and interviewed me live, and soon my message was broadcast in public. Elisa Free, An Eye to a Voice. Journalists started calling my school up, and next thing I know, I'm in the news. It came time to study, to get into your dream colleges, and a lot of it is dependent on your scores. My SAT score was very low, and counselors told me that I had no chance of getting into my dream university. But guess what? I did. I made it to University of Southern California. That was my dream school. I go there, and it's an absolute bliss because I'm representing my country now. I'm the only Indian among 2 Indians in the entire School of Dramatic Arts at USC. There, because I was carrying the trauma from my past, from my childhood, from the bullying, I discovered the power of comedy. I started the USC Stand-Up Comedy Club, Revolution Part 2. Now, in my university, comedy became a subject in that year 2017 when the USC Stand-Up Comedy Club started. It led to a new revolution where people could channelize their pain through humor, because Aristotle said, the Greek philosopher, comedy is equal to tragedy plus time. And from there on, I was all over Los Angeles performing stand-up comedy. After I graduated, during one of my shows, I got spot by people who are very esteemed in theater in Off-Broadway in Los Angeles. I got the opportunity to audition for the play Infidel by Christopher Bennett in Los Angeles. I got the lead role. Now, as I'm performing in the play, Bill McAdams Jr., the director, was sitting in the audience and he spotted me. He was casting the leading lady for his movie, Bully High. From there on, I auditioned for the film, I got the part, and it was an absolute honor to shoot the film. I met wonderful actors from Hollywood. I had my debut at the American Icon Awards, where I met my idol, Robert De Niro, and also my idol, Quincy Jones, who told me, if you can see it, you can be it. Interesting that a lot of people who have achieved a lot of success have always said, if you can see it, you can be it, which means that there is truth to this. There is truth to the power of the mind. There is truth to the power of manifestation. The vibration of the earth, the frequency of the earth is 7.8 hertz. And the micromotion of the body is 6.5 to 7.8 hertz. The cycle of the universe, the earth, is 7.5 cycles per second. Do you see the link between these numbers? The link is that the higher we are in our consciousness, the higher we vibrate, we will be able to be in sync with the vibration of the universe. So what is stopping you from sending out the messages to the universe? No one is stopping you. Nobody's stopping you from thinking positive. In my experience, it has been a combination of destiny and hard work. For me, destiny is faith, is communication with the atoms around me. The combination of destiny and hard work is a beautiful chemical reaction, which has led me to where I am today in front of you all. And now I'm here in India to start a new revolution, part 3, where I want to use films as a medium for education, for empowerment. That the power is within us. The power is truly within us. Thank you very much.